What you gonna do when Hulkamania and the Ultimate Warrior run over you?
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Frozen Oil. Once again, it's Rich.
And I'm Wayne.
And the Edmonton Oilers are in the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw our last video. Sorry about the sound there.
Where'd you get those things?
I think I got them on Amazon.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But we are so excited. We have a great show for you today.
We'll be calmer. We'll be
much calmer. We were so... How hyped were we?
We were so hyped that I want to bottle that feeling up and pass it to the whole world. I think we'd solve world peace if we did that.
Oh, 100% we'll solve world peace. That was... Couldn't be happier. All the Oilers faithful are super happy. The city this week, everybody's been so happy. But now it's getting closer and closer to the finals.
Back to business.
Back to business. Game 1 is on Saturday.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we have a great show again. We have a couple of points to make on some buzzing news, and then we're going to go straight to our Stanley Cup Final playoff preview.
What do you want to start? You want to start with Gazdic?
I think we're going to start with Gazdic.
Start with Gazdic.
We're going to start with Gazdic.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to start with Gazdic.
Go ahead. Say what you got.
Should we play a little tiny
absolutely
clip? It's not long.
Let's play the clip, and so the viewers know what we're talking about. But then we'll get into it here.
Okay.
So.
Canucks Twitter, you're an absolute joke. Your team's a joke. You're a bunch of losers. So the Oilers are going to the Stanley Cup Finals, and I hope you guys are having fun watching it on TV and watching me on the panel.
So as you can see from that clip, Luke's pretty upset. Obviously, he was on tilt. So the biggest quarrel I have from an Oilers fan perspective with that, Wayner, is it kind of started off with that, and I mean, this is the biggest moment in franchise history since 2006.
Right.
And we know how that ended. It was the most heartbreaking loss ever. For me anyways, and we're so happy, we're so excited to be back at this point. So Luke Gazdic, first of all, Luke, you gotta understand something. This stuff that's coming at you from these Vancouver fans, I mean, it's part of it. I mean, this going back to the early days of Twitter, and even further back, Wayner, around the 05-06 time when we started getting the online on the EA Sports there. I mean, I'd have a Vancouver fan berating me for 20 minutes on my living room TV speaker. It was...
They're relentless.
Oh, it was crazy. So, but I mean, it's part of it. It's part of what makes hockey exciting. Having these passionate fan bases is awesome. They're going back and forth. Obviously, it has to be as respectful as possible. But I mean, there's going to be a few bad apples in every bunch. I'm sure if, somebody from the Vancouver media made some sort of comment like that, the Oiler Army on Twitter is going to be standing up for the boys. So at the end of the day, for me personally, I feel that, you just got to, first of all, that's just got to slide. All these people are calling for his, his head on Sportsnet, and he should be off the panel and all this stuff.
Gazdic?
No, like he's representing himself. He's not representing, the other thing.
No way. He's doing a great job.
Yeah,
too.
and he's awesome.
He's a stud.
He's good. Like even when he's not talking about the Oilers, he's very informative, and he's fun to watch.
I think he just got a little. He just came off reading a few bad texts or bad words.
Yeah,
from these losers.
So
they like to hide online and never will put their name behind anything. And he was just defending himself. He was just coming off that.
And he has a right to do that. Like I said, I'm just saying, I wish it didn't kind of come
right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning, yeah.
You're killing the buzz a little bit.
A little bit,
yeah.
But I mean, obviously, Luke is played for the Oilers, played with McDavid. I've met him. He was a super nice guy. I met him in like 2012, 13-ish, something like that. Super nice guy. Loves Edmonton. So, it boils down to, Wayner, that this stuff's been going around for a long time. I don't see it changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
And He's just got to learn how to deal with it better.
Yeah.
To call the Vancouver entire fan base losers or the franchise a joke, again, he was upset. But like I said, your emotions are going to come out sometimes. So the best thing for this whole thing is just to move on from it, in my opinion.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Let's move on then.
We got your back, Luke. And Luke Gazdic fought Lucic. Do you remember that?
Yeah. He did all right.
He did all right, yeah.
For fighting Lucic.
So I'm pretty sure Luke Gazdic could handle any one of those guys one-on-one. So just remember, Luke, it's just comments. It's not somebody actually in your dropping the gloves with you on the ice, because
they wouldn't do that.
Is Gazdic a stud?
He's a stud.
He is a stud.
He's a stud.
Yeah. Super nice guy. So shout out to Luke Gazdic. And what else?
What about the other guy?
We got another thing we want to talk about. I
don't even want to mention his name, but I have to just for reference here. So
let's mention his name.
The Miami Herald's Greg Cote. Let's. Do you want to play a little bit of the article or read a little bit about the article?
I'm gonna read the.
What did he say?
The important part.
What did this
we'll read the
say?
important part.
Okay, here we go.
So, the important part is Connor McDavid is overrated. Boom. And it's actually like overrated. Period. Boom. Period. Like to make it even more of a statement. He puts up big, impressive stats. Yes, fine. But should he really be called generational? Called the best player in the sport when in 9 seasons he has yet to lead the team to the Stanley Cup. Yada, 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 yada. He has the requisite nicknames, McJesus, the chosen one, but he has not proved beyond stats transcendent, able to lift a franchise to ultimate heights, period. McOverrated, period. So
that was Greg Cote from the Miami Herald, and basically you heard it, but Greg, I just want to, are you getting too much sun out there in Florida? Is the sun hitting you too hard, buddy? Listen, I don't know what compelled you to put those things online or into words or in an interview or wherever the hell you said it, but or in this article. I don't really care. Don't read your stuff. Won't start now. That's such a ridiculous take on the best player in the world. First of all, hockey's a team sport. McDavid's done more than his fair share to lead Edmonton in every single playoffs they've been in. No one can call McDavid, or Draisaitl for that matter, guys that aren't pulling their weight in the playoffs. So if they didn't have the right teams around them at those moments, then that's one thing. But it's a team sport. There's a lot of great players that haven't either achieved that goal or are still playing and haven't achieved it yet. But to call the best player in the world, who's clearly the best player in the world,
I think
overrated.
I think he's a step above generational.
He's already what, top 5 of all time? Like, I mean, what are we talking about here? I think this guy's just trying to get clickbait. Like I said, I didn't want to mention his name, but hopefully you got family out there in Florida that can check on you, because I think there's something wrong upstairs. So that's my take on him. I don't know.
You definitely don't want my take, because that's a 45-minute episode. You guys know how much I love McDavid. Great. I think you did great there, Wayner. Just
we had to address that because that was news this week.
We're not gonna let that slide.
No, of course not. We don't let stuff slide. We got the Oilers back when people come out.
I mean, that article was McDumb to even write, but I mean, whatever. It got some attention, and that's probably what they wanted.
And by the way, to quote Mike Gundy, the Oklahoma State football coach.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
When he said, "And the editor that allowed it to come out is garbage." The editor, you shouldn't have allowed that to come out. Yeah, so you're in this boat too. Shame on you guys. You guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. Stick to writing about other things, but stay away from hockey.
I think, Wayner, one of the coolest things about doing this channel for hardcore Oilers fans. Yeah. I mean, we're super biased here if you haven't noticed.
And we don't apologize for that.
No, well, fans. Of course. That's why we're doing it. So, and that's the thing with these new mediums in media. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're when you say that editor shouldn't have allowed the blah blah, you know what I mean? It's like we're our own editors. You get what I'm saying? So we can say how it is, and I want to bring that up, Wayne, because growing up being an Oilers fan, hardcore Oilers fan, just like yourself, the media media is unbelievable because it's always so biased towards other teams. And a lot of the times the Oilers being, back in the day, especially being a small market team, we weren't getting, they're still putting Mitch Marner news.
People get to take their shots, and no one's around to really defend us. Yeah,
and they're still talking about the Leafs, and the Oilers are in the finals. You know what I mean?
I heard CBC wasn't even playing games.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that is, but
I think that has to do with it. But still, it's a Canadian team in the finals. So hopefully the boys can bring it home. We'll find out, and we are gonna go to our next topic.
Should we get to the actual hockey part of things and
So-
preview the playoff, preview the series?
We should.
Okay.
We should.
All right.
So let's get into that.
All right.
So now we're gonna actually get to the
meat and potatoes.
meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals. And
That sounds so awesome.
Wayner, on behalf of Frozen Oil, what are your thoughts going into this series?
Thoughts? Well, Florida's obviously not going to be easy. It's a very tough team, very physical team. They're relentless with their attack. They're tremendous at forechecking. They are kind of like the bullies of the league a little bit. But we shouldn't be intimidated at all. I think we're bigger, we're stronger when we want to be. It's our disadvantage if we come in there feeling like we got to fear this team or anything like that. I hope the Oilers actually come in and out-hit them. I hope they out-physical them. I hope they're the ones starting the scrums and obviously without taking penalties. But I hope the Oilers are kind of the bulliers instead of the ones being bullied. That's what I want to see out of the Oilers. If we do that, and the big part of this also is how the refs call it. If the refs are calling penalties that should be called penalties, Oilers advantage obviously with the number one power play maybe ever assembled. Then that's going to go a long way.
It's officially the best power play in NHL history. Same players from last year.
Awesome.
Same players.
Yeah. And it looks like it when you watch them. How do you stop that, right?
Special team.
But if the refs are going to be like, oh, we don't want to make that call, we don't want to make that call. Well, no, then it could be a different story. But I'd like to see the penalties that should be called penalties. Nothing ticky tack, but the penalties that should be called penalties called. And if we are, that's a major advantage for us. Another thing I'd like to say on that is the Oilers. Hopefully, we see more out of them 5-on-5. I think against Dallas, they left a lot to be kind of desired there. So if we can improve on 5-on-5, go in there like with our chests out, coming into Florida like we own the state. That's what I want them to act like. Part of the reason. I mean, obviously we had great, tremendous players, but part of the success of the 80s Oilers going back all the way over there was because everyone says it, even the guys now, the alum, they say it's because we had swagger. They were confident. They went in there knowing they were the better team, and they acted like it. And it's on this team to kind of get a little bit arrogant, a little bit, get a little cocky about it. McDavid, you're the best player in the world. Everyone knows it. Everyone calls it. Stop with this humble stuff. Go in there and dominate that series. Take it. They have your cup waiting for you. All you have to do is go grab it. Draisaitl, same thing. Go in there and keep playing like you guys are playing. Do not back away from this team. I don't care how tough and physical people say they are. We're bigger, stronger, faster. If we impose our will on them, we're going to win this series.
And I hope you're right and pray you're right. Wayner, I mean, just to touch on that physicality part.
Yeah.
I feel Florida plays a very similar game to Dallas.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody in the league comes close to the Vancouver Canucks. And that series we went through, I think that springboarded the Oilers to the team they are now.
Great point, yeah.
And I just feel that they got everything they needed out of that series to understand the true rough parts of a playoff series. And it showed in the Dallas series. So for me, I don't think that rough thing is going to be too much of an issue for them. I think they're more than capable of handling it with the personnel that we have. For me, the biggest thing is going to be Stuart Skinner and the goaltending for the Edmonton Oilers. If Stuart Skinner, I've been saying this since the LA Kings series. I said it in the Vancouver series, and I said it in the Dallas series. I think Stuart Skinner got 4 studs of the nights, 3 from me, 1 from you.
Yeah.
And because it's the most important position in hockey, and he's playing unbelievable, and knock on wood that continues. But if Stuart Skinner continues this, no more than 2, maximum 3 goals a game, I think the Oilers are going to look good. And I also agree with you on if the Oilers can kind of take advantage of some power plays, it's going to give us another advantage. I mean, these games are going to be close.
Yeah, of course.
The Oilers aren't going to go blow them out 7-1 or vice versa. These games are going to be close, so it's going to come down to, hey, maybe that special teams advantage. And, for me, the goaltending is just, it's vital. It's vital. And I don't think McDavid and Draisaitl need a pickup to get, prepared for this series. It's their chance to shine.
Yeah.
And they're going to be ready. But for me, the biggest thing is going to be the goaltending and Stuart Skinner. I feel he's there now. I feel he took a huge step, especially after being pulled in the Vancouver series and coming back.
Look what he's been through this playoffs.
Yeah.
And he's bounced back. He's handling adversity fantastic.
And he was a rookie last year, right? Yeah. So he was a rookie goaltender last year in the playoffs.
I think we all forget that, this is still new. This is still new for him.
So, you can sometimes see players take steps, right? Yeah. So, like another player that took a huge step was Bouchard. Massive step.
Oh, yeah.
That's a massive step.
Remember when people thought he couldn't defend?
Oh, my God. My brother. Shout out, Marty. My brother, when Bouchard first came onto the team, they made the playoffs all 3 years he's been with the team. And boy, he made some pretty glaring mistakes, and my brother really pointed those out. It's funny. But he did say that he's going to buy an Evan Bouchard jersey.
Yeah, he should.
If we can hoist Lord Stanley.
He should.
After this series. So hopefully that happens.
He will.
And so for me, the biggest thing for this series is goaltending. We can talk about so many other things, but I just feel
how about the depth? Where are you at with the depth of the Oilers compared to Florida? Everyone keeps talking about Florida's depth, and they're well spread out. And
they talked about it with Dallas, and they talked about it with Vancouver, and they talked about it. I'm still gonna say
we got depth now.
I'm still gonna say, we're unreal on.
We got guys that are sitting that could be playing.
We don't know who to dress. We're having trouble making decisions. Who's gonna come out of the box, right? So, yeah, great year. I actually saw something online today of the team that Holland inherited, and night and day from this team. Like when you actually look back, it's crazy.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'll try to find that and put it up for our beautiful viewers to see. It's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to it. Obviously, the nerves are starting to amp up. But you know what, Wayner? We needed a little bit of rest, right? We did need a little bit of rest. I'm sure all of the Oiler faithful needed some rest. Man, it's been nerve-wracking.
We haven't slept for weeks either.
It's been nerve-wracking. And then we got to do these shows, right? Because we made a commitment to do these shows.
Absolutely.
Well, at least I did anyway.
We're not going to back down. No.
And it's like, after all that, sometimes we got to come in here at 2 o'clock in the morning and start recording this stuff. And you got to edit it, and, you got to have your research done. And, so.
Wouldn't change it for the world, though.
It's been awesome. It's been fun. A little bit tiring at some nights, some long nights, but it's awesome. So hope you're enjoying it.
Appreciate you watching.
Speaking of watching, please consider subscribing if you haven't. We did reach our goal of 100 subscribers, by the way. Yeah, we just broke it. I think we're at like 102. So now our next goal is 250 subscribers.
250
before the regular season starts. So we have all summer to get to that point.
Do you know another 100 people?
I don't know. I haven't told anybody.
We're just going to have to make new friends.
No, these are all new friends. 16% are from the United States.
Shout out to the States.
Shout out to all the Oiler fans and hockey fans from the United States. We appreciate you tuning in. It's gonna be cool. We are also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Frozen Oil Hockey. So make sure to follow us there as well. You'll get an update right away anytime an episode comes out. And we basically put anything Oilers on there. And that just started, and it's going well. As it started a couple weeks ago, and it's going well. So it's been exciting. It's been fun. And I think you have anything else you want to say about this episode?
Oh, just other than I feel like this is you've been saying it for a while. It took me a little bit longer to kind of get to where you were at, but this feels like the team of destiny this year. It feels like there's something magical happening. Right?
Yeah, it's magical. It's so awesome.
Let's just enjoy the ride. Keep it up, Oiler fans.
So great, yeah.
Stay positive.
34 years of waiting to lift that cup, and it's been another 18 years since the last time we made it to the finals. And how about all these new fans that get to experience this? I mean, there's some people that are, they're even online, and they've talked about, they were, 6 years old and 10 years old and stuff like that. Yes. So now these people are, they
get to enjoy it now.
They're in their mid-20s now, and they actually get to really enjoy it. So, that's awesome. And like I said, the Oilers fandom just needs to keep growing, and we have each other's backs, that's for sure. And
if anyone comes after any of our players, we'll call them out for that. Don't worry about that.
So we're excited again. Game 1 is on Saturday.
Yeah.
Game 2,
get your rest,
is on Monday.
Yes.
And
then there's a 2-day break. They travel back here.
There's a 3-day break.
Well, they take Tuesday, Wednesday off, play Thursday.
Yeah. Sorry. Tuesday.
Right?
Yes, you're right.
Tuesday, Wednesday, play Thursday, and then
then Saturday again.
Yep.
And if necessary,
it might be done.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think Game 1 is so important in every series.
Of course.
And I don't know. I have a good feeling about Game 1 for the Oilers. So knock on wood.
Go in there, set the tone, boys. Set the tone on the series.
You gotta just, I don't know.
Don't back your way in. Don't shy your way in. Don't be timid. Nothing. Just go in there and take it. Take it.
So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be exciting. We're gonna be doing more videos for you guys, more content. As long
as you want to see them.
After every game, we'll be bringing you more game recaps. And even more exciting stuff after that. We're working on some cool stuff, so we're excited to do that. And I think that'll wrap it up for today's episode. Yeah. So
thanks for watching the preview show.
Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And please, again, consider subscribing. We want to get to our next goal of 250 subscribers.
Tell your friends. Spread the word.
Exactly. Hardcore Oiler fans. You know any hardcore Oiler fans? Make sure they watch this show.
And even ones that are kind of on the fence, or you don't have a team yet, just come over. There's enough room on our bandwagon. It's a fun team to cheer for.
Join the familia.
Come on over.
And most importantly,
go Oilers, go.